Thank you, Jessica. Eventually, we will have some sunshine once again, and the kids will be anxious to get outside, maybe ride their bikes for some. This summer could be the one when the training wheels come off. But how do you know if your child is ready? Not physically, but more psychologically, emotionally. How can you help teach them without scaring them? We'll find out next. Working for you parent to parent this morning. They say once you learn to ride a bike, you never forget. But those first few pedals are not exactly easy all the time. Lisa LeGroux from OaklandCountyMoms.com is here this morning to help parents. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Dina.
So this is an interesting time because some kids are gung-ho, ready to take off those training wheels, and other kids, it's like a safety blanket.
Yes, they're quite hesitant because it can be a very frustrating and scary experience for some.
So how do you know, first of all, if your child is ready? I think at a certain age, everybody physically can ride the bike, right?
Yeah, and I think that as a parent, you kind of monitor the readiness of the child based on their skill level, and look to see when those training wheels are touching the ground, and then kind of gauge their enthusiasm to do it.
Okay, so do you want it to be their idea to take off the training wheels?
I think the parent has to introduce the idea after they see that the child probably looks ready.
Yeah, because the child might not even realize that they're not even using those training wheels after a certain point.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess the first thing is to, what do you do? Just stand behind them and push, or it's not that simple?
Well, there's different methods.
Yes.
So based on your child's personality type, you probably want to choose a different method. For your uneasy beginner, a good method is to pull out the glider bike, the one with the no pedals.
Yes.
So they have their feet on the ground, they feel comfortable because their feet are on the ground, and they push with their feet, and they start to gradually learn balance skills just by powering the bike with their feet.
That's a special bike that you see. Okay.
And you can start as early as 2 with that bike, and it's a great transition to go from that bike to just a typical 2-wheeler with pedals.
Oh, okay, very good. The glider, okay. Now, a grassy hill. How can that be a confidence booster?
That's a great one for the meek and mild.
Yes.
So if the child's afraid, they don't want to wipe out, the grassy hill's a little bit more encouraging because if you fall on a grassy hill, it's not going to be as tragic for the child. And the momentum of the hill gets them going without them having to even learn how to get the pedaling started.
Okay.
And once they get going, they're going and they're confident. My daughter did very well with this method. She went from there straight to the pavement with no problem.
And you don't want it to be, you want it to be more like a little slope.
Very slow,
maybe.
yes, a very slight slope.
Hill might be.
With a nice flat partition at the bottom so they can land well.
Right, okay. All right, and then when it's time, you give them a little push and you let go on the sidewalk.
Once they get that bravery built up, you can just, do the behind, the old-fashioned style, hold onto the bike and let go. And, probably a good idea to have a sidewalk with grassy sides just in case.
And why is it a good idea, why is it important to kind of push them along a little bit?
I think it's just because the difficult part of it is for them to get started. Once they get started, once they got that momentum going, they can do that part pretty much by themselves. It's usually the starting and stopping is the most difficult part, but their confidence will build up as they get it moving.
And psychologically, is it important to kind of encourage kids? It's a real confidence booster, right? But they need to be told that they can do it.
Yeah, the encouraging words, the trust that they have that you're behind them is all part of the learning experience.
And plus, let me tell you, when you get rid of those training wheels, the family bike ride is so much better.
Oh, yeah. They can keep up. And
it's hard, It's much harder to ride a bike with those training wheels, kind of, bogging you down a little bit. So, all right, good stuff. Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome.
And we link to Lisa's website, which is OaklandCountyMoms.com, on our website, which is myfoxdetroit.com. All right, Jay?